Mic check.
It's all on the lower end. Yeah, the mic's on the lower end. Oh shit. Is that loud just now? I guess it could never. I didn't even hear nothing. Might be that one. Is it different?
Nah, it ain't connected. Damn. Well, I gotta. Give me 1 second, John. I got another plug there. No, this go with the old phone. I could try it though one time before we get started. And if that ain't it, we just gonna have to raise our voices up. Yeah, I don't think it's working. So we're gonna have to raise them voices, man. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
Right, first and foremost, we want to give all praises to the Most High.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon your house. All right, the brother put in the chat today, he said, y'all brothers go read 2nd Maccabees, the 7th chapter in the GNT, you know, with the mother and her sons that got put to death. And the boldness that they had, okay? You read it, you really like, damn. How does a person get to that level where they're able to have that boldness, even in the face of death, okay? We've been striving our whole walk to get to that point. And the Lord gonna be with us to be at that point, because the people that have that bold faith and that nature, they're the ones that's gonna have access to the standard. They're the ones that's gonna have access to the covering in that time, man. Ain't no ordinary believer ain't gonna have access to protection when the day of the Lord anger starts to really get in the hyperdrive. You understand? Those who are being doers of the word and not hearers only. Those who understand how pure this thing is. Those who understand that prophecy is, you know, something that need to be hearkened on in this time so that they can understand what's going on in the world. There's a particular subset of people that are going to have access to that cover. It's not going to be for everybody. You understand? What we're a part of is deadly serious. But the elect also understand that death isn't final. The ordinary Israelite, they don't quite understand that death isn't final. They don't quite understand, you know, the predicament that they're getting ready to be in. So today we're gonna, you know, key in on getting access to the faith, getting access to the protection that comes along with the faith, because that's what the Lord is looking for when He returns. You know that said in Matthew, when the Son of Man returns, so we find faith on the word?
Not off the top, man.
I get it real quick. I got you. This is Luke 18 and 8, and I'm going to start at verse 7. It says, "And shall not God avenge His own elect?" So it's always about the elect, just to start there. Okay, the elect are going to be endowed with that bold faith. Okay? If you can get a faith up by hearing the word of God.
Oh, yeah.
Get that, and we go along with this real quick. "And shall not God avenge His own elect, which cry day and night unto him. Those are those who are going to receive that mark of exemption, talked about in Ezekiel, the 9th chapter and the 4th verse. Those who are sighing and crying for the abominations being done in the midst thereof, they get access to the covering, to the exemption. Because remember, the Lord commissioned angels in Ezekiel, the 9th chapter, to go forth and slay in the midst of Jerusalem. And this devil is a tool that the Lord can use to slay 2/3 of our people. If you want that mark of exemption, you're going to be in a particular spirit. You're going to desire what the Lord desires, and you're going to hate what he hates. What does the scripture say? Hate the evil and love the good? If you got it, but go ahead.
God, this is Romans chapter 10 and verse 17. It says, so then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily their sound went into all the earth.
So that the prophets have been set up to where our words have went out throughout all the earth. And it's not our words, it's the Lord's words. We're simply the utensils, the spoons, the forks to feed the flock. All right? But somebody who hears the word in sincerity, something happens to the spiritual man. They don't just hear it, they become a doer of the word, like it talks about in James 1:22. They become a doer of the word and not a hearer only. If somebody truly believes, they're going to feel compelled in the spirit to walk it. There's a lot of people who are just looking the part. They got the fringes on their t-shirt. They go to a building that the Israelite camp leaders bought. You know, they march. They post scriptures and stuff like that. They do TikToks. And that's it. But they're not living the standard that the Lord commissioned them to have. They're not being a watchman. They're just going through the motions, man. Seen a video today where ISUPK, they were shooting a rap video. You hear the lyrics, they don't got shit to do with the Lord.
Yeah.
Okay, you seen that? They're shooting a rap video. I might play it a little later.
Nah, I didn't see that.
At the end of the game, man, these men should be going into prophecy, telling his people what to look out for, but they're not doing that. They're trying to build something for themselves within this society, a society that's set for demolition. Continuing on here in Luke 18, and shall not God avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them. I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth. So that's what the Lord is looking for, man. He's looking for a faithful individual. Somebody who boldly believes. Okay? And there's a lot of people who say they're Christians that they don't really believe in the resurrection. For instance, we just had MLK Day just passed, right?
Yeah.
When you look into what MLK taught, he didn't teach that the actual resurrection happened. Let's Google it really quick. Let's see if the MLK believed in the resurrection. And it's going to come up that he didn't. Okay, let's see. Did MLK believe? Oh, you getting it?
Yeah.
What did he say?
It says, no, Martin Luther King Jr. did not believe in the bodily resurrection of Yahushua.
He didn't believe in the bodily resurrection of Yahushua. He thought it was a spiritual saying that the early believers was going into. So they put this man up in front of you amongst our people who was a tool that the small hats used, because he used to say this. He used to say, oh, Israel has the right to exist, even back then, which we know today is a phrase that the puppets use. All right, to show that they're alive. Ain't that something? He didn't believe in the resurrection of Yahushua. MLK wouldn't have been somebody that had access to the covering in our time, man. He wouldn't have access to the standard. You had something you want to say, bro?
Yeah, I was gonna say, because if you believe in Yahushua and the resurrection that he's going into, that he actually resurrected, right? It's gonna pretty much make you move a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, because like brothers like to go into how faith and fear, they both coincide together. First comes faith, because you got to believe in the power first. But then comes that fear, because you know what he's capable of doing if you don't obey him. Right? And that's something that the elect are going to have. They're going to be believing. They're going to fear the Lord. They're going to fear the Lord more than anything else on this planet, because they understand that the Lord controls everything.
Yeah.
Right? And then they also understand that, guess what? the one thing that the Lord is bound by is His word, right? He's faithful to His word, so He said He's not going to forsake His people, right? He's the God. He changed not. Then guess what? He's not going to change. He's not going to start. Oh, I'm fucking with Moab now. Nah. Whatever is written in the scripture, He said, okay, if you follow me, then you will have eternal life.
Yeah.
Right? Guess what? They're going to continue to follow because they know that at some point, the Lord's going to give the elect eternal life.
There it is. And when the brother Bernard we're going to wait till he get here because I'm pretty sure there's little things that dawned on him because he's the one that put in the chat to be reading. You know, pretty sure there's nuggets he got. But you go to 1 John 5 and 10, it says this. I'm going to let the ambulance pass. This 1 John 5 and 10, it says, he that believeth on the Son of God hath the witness in himself. He that believeth not God hath made him a liar, because he believeth not the record that God gave of his Son. MLK didn't believe in the record. And there's a lot of people who call themselves Israelites who don't necessarily believe in the record. And because they don't believe in that record, they're not going to have access to the standard that's going to be lifted up in the time of Jacob's trouble. You understand? It's a simple equation. I see a bunch of people on the comment board here.
God, I got some.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Hebrews chapter 11, and start at verse 6. It says, but without faith, it is impossible to please Him, for he that cometh to...
If you go back up to one, I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Let's get the definition of faith here.
Okay, Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1 says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
The evidence of things not seen. All right? We've been promised dominion over the earth. We've been promised immortality. Nobody's ever seen that. Nobody can even fathom that the people on this side will ever have access to something like that. Right? But because the Lord put in our spirit to believe this, we're acting on it. And we've been watering that seed. Trying to teach faith to a person that hasn't been given that gift is different. Trying to teach faith to a person who hasn't been given that gift would be like trying to explain to somebody a color that they never seen. They couldn't fathom it. There's no reference point. You can't explain a new color to somebody. Right? That's somebody that's not equipped with faith. When they come in contact with it, it just seems crazy. They don't even know what they're looking at. They're like, what is this? What is this? Yeah. You know?
You mind if I read an NLT?
Come on, go ahead, bro.
This is Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1 in the NLT. It says, faith is the confidence that what we hope for will actually happen. It gives us assurance about things we cannot see, right? So it gives us confidence that what we hope for is actually going to happen. Like I went into earlier, how the Lord is bound by His word, man. We have faith that, man, if we continue to serve Him, right, Lord willing, endure to the end, that we will be saved. We believe that, hey, if we're one of His servants, guess what? We're gonna fulfill that Isaiah the 65th chapter. My servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Right? Hell, with Sirach 2 and 10. Right? Has any trusted me and was forsaken? Right? We believe in these things, man. Right? So with us believing in that, it's gonna allow us, really it's gonna allow the elect to move a certain way. But someone that doesn't believe, guess what? They're not gonna give a damn. Right? They're gonna be like, oh, it's just whatever it is to them, according to their flesh. Right? But to the elect, right, they'd be like, nah, this is true. And with us believing that it be true, right, we're gonna move a certain way. But
That's it.
you ain't got nothing.
You go back to what you had.
God, this is Hebrews chapter 11. Hebrews chapter 11, I'm jumping down to verse 6. It says, but without faith, it is impossible to please Him, for he that cometh to the Most High must believe that He is.
And it was a thing a couple years ago where you had leaders of these other congregations saying, oh, those faith-based Israelites, what the hell are we supposed to be? This is what the Lord looking for. They don't push faith the way that they ought to, man. That's why you don't hear a lot of these other groups talking about miracles like that. MLK didn't believe in the miracles. I just keep bringing them up because they just had a holiday for this nigga.
Yeah.
All right? Oh, I had that clip I wanted to show y'all, too. of him saying Israel has the right to exist. Let me run it for you. Hold up. Here you go. Let me put this up to the screen.
See that Israel must exist and has the right to exist. One of the great outposts of democracy in the world.
I don't know if y'all heard that, if it's too low.
See that Israel must exist and has the right to exist.
Israel must exist and has the right to exist, and he had got the Nobel Prize. Look at who that is right there on the right, the Rothschild right there. So this man was in very close proximity with the people who pull the strings in the infrastructure of this whole world, really. All right, the Bacon families. But go ahead, bro, you got it.
God, I got something else. If you don't mind. Well, hold on, I ain't even finished it. I'm tripping. This is Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6. And we're going to start from the top. It says, but without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. All right, key word, they must believe that he is, because that's what Yahweh's name means. You know, he is, he exists.
That's it.
Right, so you must believe. That's a requirement.
Yeah.
Right, because you're not gonna, you know what I'm saying. You don't fear nothing like that you don't believe in, or I forgot how it went. But you're not gonna fear anything or do anything for like something that you don't believe in. Right. That's why people fear demons, man, because they believe there are demons. So if you believe you believe in Yahweh Bashem Shai, guess what? You're gonna move a certain way. Right? So you must believe that he is, and he's a rewarder of them that diligently seek him, meaning there's a reward.
Everybody's fine. We come out on different days.
Okay.
We good. We just come out on different days. It's all good.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
As I was saying, he's a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So you must, as scriptures goes into, you must work out your salvation with fear. No, my bad. Give diligence to make your calling and election sure.
Yeah.
Roughly paraphrasing.
I'll get it for you. Yep. So this is what the brother quoting. It's 2 Peter 1 and 10. Should I start up? Let me see here. Yeah, just straight to it. 2 Peter 1 and 10. Wherefore rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure.
Exactly. Give diligence. And that word diligent goes into pretty much like make haste, if I'm not mistaken, hastening. Right? So make haste to make your calling, because that's what we're in right now. We only being called, right? Many are called, but few are chosen. Hey, Lord willing, we be part of the chosen. Right? So it said, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. So if you give diligence, you make haste to do the Lord's will, right? Not fulfilling Sirach 5 and 7, tarrying, putting it off, right? Hell, not being lukewarm in this thing, actually serving Yahweh Bashem Shai. You got something?
You get that word, diligence, you get the root word for it, G47 and 10. It says haste, like you mentioned. It says earnestness, earnestness in accomplishing, promoting, and that's what the prophets do. We promote the kingdom of heaven coming upon the earth. Earnestness in accomplishing, promoting, or striving after anything, to give all diligence, interest oneself most earnestly. Now I'm going to look up this word, earnest. Sincere and intensive conviction. Sincere and intensive conviction. Like it's something that you know that this is going to happen.
Wrong.
It's not something that you're guessing or hope by wonder. You know, like, hey, this is going to come to pass. You understand? So the believers, they're going to have a great, like it talks about in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. They're going to come with great boldness before the people. We're not speaking in a way that where we're guessing what's going to happen. The scripture said this is going to come to pass, and we trust in what the Lord has written.
Exactly.
Amen.
You know?
Exactly. With you, like you said, with you trusting in that, right? That's what's going to bring that boldness, because you're so sure of it, right? Because that's why I went into earlier. Well, I made mention about earlier how fear couples with that, because what does fear do? Scripture says fear of the Lord brings strong confidence. Con with confidence of Faith.
Faith, yep.
Exactly. So if you fear the Lord, meaning you doing the things that are asked of you, you're going to be bold, man. Right? Now, if you're lacking fear of the Lord, guess what? Then you're going to be more likely to be condemned in your spirit.
Yeah. Fear, all right, is gas in your tank to do. When you got the fear of the Lord, you also got faith that he's going to go ahead, like you mentioned. Let's get that in James, then. James, the first chapter. So you fear the Lord, it's going to cause you to move in a particular way. And if you're moving in a particular way, it's because you have faith to do so. You see? And again, like I'm going to mention it over and over throughout the lesson, faith is a gift from the Most High. You can't just wake up and say, I'm going to have faith. The Lord has to give you that gift, and you have to water the seed. You see, 1 and 22, I believe. We started
We're saved by grace
Yeah.
through faith. That
This-
verse,
This is James chapter 1 and verse. You want me to start at like verse 21 or
Start
20?
at 21.
It says, "Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word."
All right, so look, before you get the understanding of the Lord's standard on how to be, you're filthy, you're in the flesh. So you have to become a new creature like it talks about in the book of Ephesians.
so we've all been.
All right, so go ahead.
And with our sin,
All right, continuing on, it says,
Romans 10:9 is where we start.
"The
I love
superfluity
y'all.
and naughtiness, and receive the meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls."
All right, so abiding by the Lord's standard is able to save your soul. Continue on.
It says, "But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves."
Yeah, there's people that they know the word, but they're not being doers of it. And because they're not being doers of it, they're deceiving their own self, thinking that they're going to cross the finish line of salvation. Like, for instance, this lady back here. She doesn't know about Ecclesiastes 5 and 1. All right? When I come before the house of God, you need to shut your mouth. Keep thy foot. For you know not that you do evil. You know? But she's gone. Resist the devil and he shall flee. She's a common bug out. You know, homeless lady.
Yeah.
Probably burned every bridge on her way to being in her situation. If she came up humbly and we just deal, you know, we'll help her out. She came up some months back over at the main camp with the elders.
Okay.
We gave her some dollars. We gave her a couple dollars to get her something to eat. And she cussed us out after we gave her some money.
Damn, really?
Yeah, because she was just doing the same shit she's doing. That ain't right. You know, just she kept it cool today, but you know.
I'm glad she walked out from me.
The scriptures like it's saying Sirach 12, man, know who you do good unto.
Yeah.
You know. But go
Ain't
ahead,
giving
bro.
no more money.
Can't
No
get
more
this-
money.
You gonna get this another dime.
All right.
Can't get a dollar out of me. What 50 Cent said? You can't get a dollar out of me. No. Hell no. Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna reread verse 22. James chapter 1, verse 22. It says, "But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in the glass. For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was."
Now imagine if you ran into a person who they looked in the mirror, and when they walked away, they forgot what they looked like. That's a person that doesn't know themselves. They're not guided. They can't be trusted to lead. Their judgment is fucked up. They don't know their left from their right. That's like a person with Alzheimer's. You gotta watch them. You can't leave them to themselves. You understand? Somebody that beheld their reflection in the glass, and then they left and they forgot what manner. Their elevator don't go all the way up to the top. They shouldn't be in a position to lead anybody. You got people that will fit that mold who are heads of congregations, man. That falls with the term, the scripture, the blind leads the blind, they both shall fall into the ditch. You know? So look, you have to walk what the scriptures is about. You have to be concerned and motivated by what the Lord wants. We're liking up to the Lord's woman, and we say this all the time. What makes a wife a good wife is she forwards the will of her husband. She don't forward a mixtape, okay? She not forwarding you trying to build community here, doing marriage counseling at the end of the mission. She's about what you're about, and Yahweh Shah is about establishing the kingdom of heaven and the elect being sealed and prophecy being pushed. The spirit of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. But they're not going into prophecy the way that they ought to. They don't do it. They're trying to make this truth palatable to the world. You can't do it. You can't make the ancient way palatable to a demonic system. People with a demonic mind frame. America's about to be destroyed. And it's being led into destruction by the least of the flock, by the Amalekites. America's basically a subsidiary of these small hats. And then getting involved in this war, all the allies of America is gonna turn on this bitch, and they're gonna burn the whore. They shall hate the whore. That's what's getting ready to play out. And in the midst of that playing out, they're gonna start to persecute these people on the sign, man. They're gonna start to persecute the believers. They're not going into that. They're not lining up in the scripture and say, hey, see, this has to play out. And this is the mindset you gotta go into this spiritual fight with. They're not going into that. These faith should be being pushed at an all-time high, because that's the defense. Walking into this. You about to say something, bro? Go ahead.
Okay, if I could quote a scripture, it made me think about, as we read in James, the first chapter. In Psalms 119, it says, I think Psalm 119 and 9, I think. It said, "Beth with war, how shall man cleanse his way?" By, basically taking heed to the word.
119 and 9? Yeah,
119 and 9. Right? So, Beth with war, how shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed to the word. So, this thing requires an action. Right? And I was also going to jump into the next chapter of James, if you don't mind, because it goes into faith without works, pretty much. It's dead, man. You can't just say, like, oh, you believe, but your works show everything, literally the exact opposite. Yeah, the exact opposite.
Show me you love me. The Lord wants you to show him that you love him. Okay? Well, my youngest, she'll spill something and knock some shit over. I'm sorry, Daddy. Show me you sorry. Clean it up. Show me. Be more attentive to what you're doing. Show me you're sorry. My granddaddy will tell him that when I was a kid. He'll be like, "You sorry, all right?"
Oh, hey, nah. Actually, that happened to me too.
He'll be like, "Yeah."
Oh, you sorry?
Yeah. You're right. I know you're sorry.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
That hurt.
Yeah, that hurt. That should be like, damn, I'm tripping. Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna read verse 25 in James 1, and then I'm gonna jump into James 2. This is James chapter 1 and verse 25. It says, "But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deed." Right? So if you actually being a doer of the word, you're gonna be blessed within that. Right? There's a reward that comes with, serving Yahweh Shai, being a doer of his word. Not just saying, oh, you have faith. Right? Because you got people in this thing that would like to, people in this thing that like to say, like they believe. All right, so what do your works say? Does your work show that you believe? Right? I'm going to go ahead and get that in James 2. This is James chapter 2 and verse 14. It says, "What doth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he has faith and have not works? Can faith save him?" So then that's a rhetorical question, ultimately no. Right? So if you say you have faith, but you ain't got no works to show that you have faith, do you really have faith at that point? Ultimately, you really don't. Right? Because faith, as it goes into this chapter, faith without works is dead. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump down to verse, 18.
17? You start there?
Oh yeah, 17. 17. It says, James chapter 2, verse 17 says, "Even so faith, if it hath not works, is dead being alone. Yeah, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works."
Yeah, man. You got a lot of people, you might have a nice, exotic car. But if this shit don't work, if it don't crank up, what good is having the motherfucker? Yeah. What makes something valuable, especially something like a vehicle, right? We're trying to cross the finish line, is its functionality. If you have the shell of the car, but it don't crank up and do what it needs to do, it's dead. It's like, there's no point. It's pointless. all the moving pieces have to be into the inward man, like the scriptures constantly go into. There's a lot of people, man, they just sitting in a nice casket. When they still talk about the whitest sepulcher.
Yeah, whitest sepulcher.
But they full of dead man's bones. Because what's under their hood, man, is there's no function to what they're doing. What they're doing is pointless. Going on all these podcasts, trying to build something here, just taking on any old body, letting them stand behind, cross the line and hold the sign. You're not making them do lessons. You're not having a standard amongst each other. All that shit is pointless. It serves no point. There's no functionality to it. The function of faith is to move a particular way. This is what the scriptures are saying. If you truly have faith, the function is going to come with it, which is upholding the Lord's standard. See?
I got something in Hebrews 11, just to add on to the point with how faith pretty much, it causes you to move.
Yes.
Ultimately, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this. Is Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 7. It says, by faith, Noah being warned of the Most High of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house.
Boom. Now I know it's a bunch of other examples.
Yeah.
But you see how him having the faith coincided with the function. Faith makes a person finish a particular task. If you truly have it. Through and through, it's going to make you do a particular thing. Uphold a particular way. If you're not just a nice car and the engine missing under the hood, it's nothing. It's pointless. The faith that you've been given, this beautiful gift from the Lord, which is faith, you've nurtured it by walking with it, by applying it to the situations that you encounter in life.
It's one of them self-driving cars.
Oh, there's nobody in the car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as I was gonna make mention of.
Oh yeah, damn.
Yeah, that's why Jake just realized ain't nobody in that shit.
He's speeding too. All right, go ahead.
All right, what I was gonna make mention of, as far as like just to give like a little example, right? If your parents, say your pops, right? If your pops said, son, if you get all A's on your report card, I'll get you, I'll get you this game.
X, Y, and Z, yeah.
Right? I'll get you this PS5 or whatever. Guess what? You have faith that, hey, if I get all A's,
yeah, you said
you're gonna give me this game. Meaning you're gonna move. What you gonna do? You gonna study. You're gonna do everything you can to get all A's. Because what your dad say, that's having faith right there. That's exactly what the Lord doing for his men.
And you're going to take it so seriously that you might skip out on going to play some days.
Yeah.
You might skip out on hanging with, you're going to be like, bro, I got to get this right. I got to understand. You're going to make sacrifice.
Exactly.
It's going to be clear that this person has faith. Look at how they move.
Yeah.
It's so plain. All right? But again, a lot of people, they're not serving the Lord. They're trying to serve their flesh and maybe serve the Lord some days, on Saturday. You can't do that. You got to be all in. You see?
Exactly. Because, Yahweh Shem Shah, he accept nothing less but the best from you.
He wants your all.
Literally. Scripture goes to, place all your cares upon the Lord, for he cared for you. Right? So that's the best thing you can do is like literally give your all to the best of your ability, right? Because we ain't gonna be perfect, but we can do the best that we can. We can strive for the mastery. We know we ain't gonna be Yahweh Shah, but we can strive to be like him, right? So to the best of your ability, just give your all to Yahweh Shah, right? And believe it, we have faith. There's a reward that comes with that, right? Whether if we have to be a martyr or not, or not. But if it gets to the point to where you have to be a martyr, which is just someone that dies in the faith, right, where you have to give up your life for the thing, then you should be willing to do it. I think it was Matthew 16, if I'm not mistaken. That goes through that Matthew 16, 25, I think. He that loved his life shall lose it, and he that hated his life shall get it everlasting. Matter of fact, let me get that. I don't want to butcher it too bad.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Matthew. Matthew chapter 16 and is it 25? He that give his life, he shall save his life, that shall lose it. Paraphrasing. Is it 25?
He that seek not to save his life shall, he that seek to save his life shall lose it, yeah.
Oh, I'm tripping. Yeah, it is 25. My bad,
Matthew
yeah.
chapter 16, I'm going to start at verse 24, bro. In verse 24,
You're supposed to speak, that's right.
it says, Then said Yahushua to his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me.
Exactly. So that's one of the first things you got to do. You got to first deny yourself, right? You deny this flesh, right? It's less desires, because the only thing the flesh wants is nothing but wickedness anyway. So you must first deny yourself and take up your cross, aka what? Your cup of suffering, right? Because when you come in this thing, guess what? Sirach 2:1. You know, brothers quote all the time. If thou come to serve me, prepare thy soul for temptation. Right? That's you beginning. That's your first partaking in drinking the cup of the Lord's suffering as well, taking part of it. Right? So you must first deny. You got to deny yourself and take up your cross and follow Yahushua. Because you can't be joint heirs with him if you're not willing to suffer as he did to a degree. Right? Because we ain't even got to go the full way. The Lord took the blunt force of it. Right? What we doing is really easy. That's why the scriptures go through how they should be greatly rewarded after being a little chastised. Or for this is a light affliction. What we really going through is easy compared to what Yahushua went through. That's like
Hey, can I put that word for you?
yeah, you got it.
All right, this that word for deny in Matthew 16 and verse 24. It's Strong's G33 Opernamide. It says to deny, let me get straight to it, to forget oneself, to lose sight of oneself in one's own interest.
Exactly. Forget oneself, lose sight of oneself, you put yourself on the backboard burner, man. Right? You put yourself on the backboard burner and putting the Lord first. Right? To the best of your ability. Putting the Lord first. Putting yourself last. Right? Because what people do in the majority of this world, they put themselves first. That's why themselves first. That's why we got a dog-eat-dog world. Or that's why we live in a dog-eat-dog world. Everybody trying to up each other because everybody care about their own damn self, being selfish in the wrong way. Because you could be selfish for, how about your own shot's sake, but being selfish for your own desires, for your wants, oh man, that's too much for me.
Lord ain't gonna be with you, man.
Exactly. Right? And we understand that the Lord, he's coming to reward every man according to his works. So if you're being selfish, you just me. The Lord's gonna be like, oh shit, I care about me too. I don't need to take care of you. You got it. Right? So you must deny yourself, put yourself last. Ultimately purging away that old creature. Because that's what's required when you come in this thing, man. Right? He that is in me, old things will pass away, all things must come new. Right? So when we start serving Yahweh Shai, it's a lot of changes you gotta do. You literally have to undo everything that you learned within this society and start over again.
So I'm gonna go deeper into the definition, then I'm gonna get a precept.
You got it.
So this is going into the root word of that word deny. Strong's 720 or Nehemiah. It says to deny oneself. It says to act entirely unlike himself.
Yeah.
Like
you said, man, acting. Read that part again. The acting one.
It says act entirely unlike himself.
Yeah, act entirely unlike himself. In other words, man, you doing away with that old creature, right? You becoming that new creature, which is from catered after Yahweh Shai. That's why you can't people that used to be friends with, right? They be like, damn, you don't do this anymore, right? Or you don't do that anymore. Yeah, I remember when you used to, because when they try to talk to you after some time, right? They think it's the same old you when you a whole completely different person.
Try to bring you back down to earth when you're trying to be the heavenly version of yourself.
Yeah, you got it.
First Peter chapter 4 and verse 4, it says, I'm gonna start at verse 3. It says, for the time past, our lives may suffice us to have walked the will of the Gentiles when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, reveling, banqueting, and abominable idolatries, wherein, just to back it one up, wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them to the same access of riot, speaking evil of you. Like the brother was going in, like the brother was saying, when the Spirit of the Lord comes upon you, when He awakens you up into this knowledge of knowing who you are, change comes with that, man. When you look at the example of with Samuel, when he told Saul, like, look, when the Spirit of the Lord come upon you, you're gonna be changed into another man. You know what I'm saying? So that lets you know if the Lord if you truly dealing with the Spirit of the Lord is gonna cause a change within you, and it's gonna be seen. You're no longer gonna act like yourself. You're gonna start to deny yourself, like the brother was going into in Matthew 16 and 25, man. You see, and it's gonna be seen by your own by people that you once hung with in the world. You start to separate yourself from them. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, the Lord called us. The Lord said He chose you out of the world. So with Him choosing us out of the world, we gotta separate from this world, man. You see, like the brother said, your friend, you know, that man, why you don't do this no more? Man, you think you better than somebody now. You think you this and you think you that. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, man, Jacob. You know, as long as we niggas in the world, Jay cool. As soon as we start to change ourselves for the better, you know what I'm saying? Jay got a problem with it, man. You know?
Yeah, you can go back to that.
God, it's back in Matthew chapter 16, in verse 25. All right, and it says, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it.
Exactly. So whoever will save his life, ultimately you saving your life comes to you taking that MOTB, right? That's really the end all be all right there. You can't repent from that. You're gonna lose your life, right? Or whatever so-called life you want to call on this side. But if you lose your life for it in the names of Yahweh Shem Shai, right, then you gonna get it back better ultimately. Yeah.
What the scriptures say, you remember when they inquired about, hey, we forsaken houses, lands, farms, all those things?
Yep.
He said you receive 100-fold in the regeneration. So on the back end, we get something way better than anything you can get in this society. You know?
Yep, and that's the mindset that the elect they're gonna be in, bro. They're gonna see past pretty much all this bullshit and keep keeping their eyes on the prize, which is ultimately Yahweh Shai, right? Denying themselves, doing whatever they can to please Him. And within that, being bold within that, right? Because right now, you know, each one of us brothers, you know, Lord willing, we be part of the elect, right? We're being built up for something greater. We're being built up to be bold in that day, man, right? So if you've been doing what you're supposed to be doing, which is, you know, fearing the Lord, doing what's asked of you, when that day come, bro, you're gonna be bold in it. Just like we were talking about in Maccabees, the second chapter.
We're gonna get it once we get through a little bit. The brother gonna get it because I know he had some nuggets that he was thinking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in Maccabees, second chapter with the
Seventh verse. Second Maccabees, the 7th chapter.
Slakia. Second Maccabees, 7th chapter. Right, with the 7 sons. 7 sons.
Mm-hmm.
Being bold, willing, just talking shit while about to die. Pretty much.
That's a different kind of spirit to have within the face of death. But again, for those who don't have that boldness in the days to come, you're not going to have access to the standard the Lord's going to lift up. You're not going to have access to the covering that the Lord's going to give the believers. Now, again, we have a ways to go to get there. But there's a formula on how you get to that point. You're not just half-stepping when it comes to your faith. You're not half-stepping to when it comes to giving your time to the Lord. We always have the saying, you always give your time to. That's true, man.
Yeah.
Somebody becomes what they give their time to. So the true believers, those who have been commissioned to move with the faith that they've been given, they're going to be giving their time to spiritual things, getting to know the Lord, understanding prophecy, walking in the way that He commissioned us to, which is going to cause for you to detach from people, the world. All right, you get detached from this place, so you don't love your life to where you want to cleave unto it. You're cleaving unto the new heavens and the new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Like it talks about in 2 Peter, what is that, 3:11 through 13?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You got it, bro.
Because, you know, it's pretty much that's just something that's going to happen, right? If you truly believe, well, the elect, which they are going to believe, guess what? They're going to be separated from everybody anyways. Right? You're going to be in hell. The scriptures go to a man's foe shall be of his own household, man. The people that you thought that was so near and dear to you, that your mama that loved you so much, turning your ass in.
You're going to be holy, which means
Yes,
to be separate. You're going to begin to be holy, which means to be separate. And you got to understand, the family members that you lose and all that. Look, a lot of times, the thought comes to my mind, you don't know that if you build the first fruit spirits, those are your kids. Those are your kids anyway, which means you're going to get them back. But again, for the sake of the mission being fulfilled, there's certain people within our attachment we're going to have to separate from. And that's just what it is. You got it, Bernard.
No, y'all got it. That's what
Well, I'm looking for it. It's the scriptures in there, John 15.
Well, how it say? How it go?
15 and 17, how I sanctify them through the truth.
I get
Roughly
you.
paraphrasing. I know it's around John 15 or 17. One of the two. Right? Because the Lord, he said his man apart from this world. Right? Because, in John 7, the 17th chapter, it goes into, the world, pretty much how the world hates them because they're not of the world. It's 17, right?
Yeah, 17.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
This is John 17 and 15. It says, I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil.
Exactly. This is the words of Yahweh Shai in the red letter. So he said he prayed that you take them not out of the world, meaning like physically, like being just taken out of the world, but to keep them from the evil of this world.
And might I add, so he's giving us opportunity to exercise our faith.
Yeah.
Because if you have faith, you're now moving with that standard that the Lord gave you in the midst of the evil, in the midst of the shadow of darkness, right? So he's giving us an opportunity for our faith to be exercised. When you exercise something, it gets what? Stronger. You see? Go ahead, bro.
Exactly. Because as the brothers, like the brother made mention, right? Our faith is getting exercised on a day-to-day basis. Brothers every day got a testimony about something, whether if it, no matter how small it may seem. Okay, you might have messed around, ran a red light. I mean, of course you should be paying attention, but guess what? In the flesh, shit happens. But you didn't get hit, or you didn't get pulled over, or you didn't get no ticket. You be like, damn, call all y'all by shell shot. Like, you protected me, you didn't have to.
The Lord watching over you. Especially being out on these roads with these crazy ass people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that can happen to you where, you could lose your life on this road.
Yeah.
But the Lord allows us to make it home alive every day. Shit could be way worse. Shit could be worse, man. So you gotta realize there's things that, like Apostle McCall said, just waking up every day really is a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, because tomorrow is not promised to you. Right? Your Lord doesn't have to wake you up. If anything, you could go to sleep and you be in a coma right there. Or you can be, gone. Whatever the Lord really sees fit. But he allows you to wake, he wakes you up and allows you to pretty much do his will for that day. Serving him. That's called on Yahweh Shem Shah, man. Being grateful for, things that can be very easily overlooked. But in the midst of all this, man, the elect, they're being pretty much, I'm going to say, the hopeful elect, they're being prepared daily, right, for the things that are coming. That's why brothers are going through more. That's why brothers' faith are getting tried out even more.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's a certain level of faith that he want bros to be on when all hell break loose for real. Because we're already in the midst of Jacob's trouble, which is not like at the worst of the worst yet, like climax of it yet.
Yeah.
But when it does get there, guess what? The lower man's gonna be built up to that point.
Yeah.
So right now, that's what's going on. We're getting built up through our trials, tribulation, whatever it may be, so we can stand boldly, just like David. Right, David, the David the Goliath story, man. He got built up to face the Goliath. He didn't just come up there swollen on faith from the jump.
Yeah.
Right, he got built up, saving the sheep from the bear, from the lion.
Yeah.
Two very strong animals that can easily, take out David. Right, so that's the same thing the Lord doing with his men, building them up day by day, whatever that looks like within your individual walk.
Well, the lion could have easily took out any regular man.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Because the Lord was with David, it can't take David down. When you know what I mean? So when the Lord is with you, nothing can stand against you. Because the Lord is working through you. And I also want to say, especially in our time, the Lord's going to allow situations to pop up in our life to where you begin to hate this life.
Oh, yeah.
That's really a favor.
Yes.
The Lord put you in a situation for you to be like, I'm fucking tired of this place. Because he's allowing you to be in the right mindset. So when it comes time to completely separate from it, you're willing. So, don't look at everything going wrong in your life is a bad thing. Some brothers, situations going to suck more than other brothers. Yep. But that's for them. They needed that amount of trash in their life for them to be who they needed to be. You see?
Yep, have that. What you said, pretty much the hatred for this place, man.
Yeah.
That's another shit. Help, Lord, killing many birds with one stone, man. Building up your faith as well as making you hate the place more, man. You going through some shit at your job, you know, have a rough day at your job. You're like, man, I fucking hate this shit. I'm tired of Esau. You know, JB damn near ready to crash out.
It can even be your health. It can be your relationships. It can be so many things to where the Lord gets you to the point to where you like, I'm ready for the kingdom, bro.
Yeah.
I have nothing here that I feel like I need to cleave unto. The people that seek to save their life, it's because they feel like they have something here to cleave unto. The elect, something to lose.
Yeah.
The elect gonna be like, man, fuck this place. Anything is better than this.
Exactly.
You see, Lot's wife looked back because she allowed her possessions to possess her. You got it, bro.
This 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 7 in the NLT, it says, but God also rescued Lot out of Sodom because he was a righteous man who was sick of shameful immoralities of the wicked people around him.
Did you get that when I mentioned it, or you already had it?
No, I already had it.
Oh, like, goddamn. Go ahead. I was like, that's rather quick. Golly.
It says, yes, Lot was a righteous man who was tormented in his soul by the wickedness he saw and heard day after day.
Yeah. Lot was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked from day to day. Somebody that's truly righteous and believes in the Lord and is for his cause. They're gonna hate the evil. They're gonna be agitated. We mentioned Ezekiel the 9th chapter, the 4th verse earlier. You're going to be sighing and crying for the abominations being done in the midst thereof on a regular basis. It's going to be to the point where it's hard to hold it in sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, I know I get home at the house, I try to just, you know, let shit be what it be. But sometimes I gotta say some bullshit. It's some bullshit, man. You got to mention how fucking perverse this world is. It's hard to hold it in. But now I know you want to say something.
I got something. Genesis chapter 18 and verse 21. This is the angel speaking. Well, I'm gonna start at 20. It says, so the Lord told Abraham, I have heard a great outcry from Sodom and Gomorrah because their sin is so flagrant. I'm going down to
Basketball.
Look at that word, flagrant. Well, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, Genesis, it's in the NLT. Matter of fact, I can look it up, bro. This is that word flagrant. It says something considered wrong or immoral, absurd. No, obviously offensive. Yeah,
Obviously offensive.
Blatant.
Like turning putting makeup on little Billy and telling him he could cut his genitals off.
Right.
That's odd. That's like, what the hell are you doing? That's flagrantly wrong. That's obviously wrong. But in this society, that's something that's lifted up. A righteous man is going to be agitated to no end with bullshit like that.
Yep.
Flagrant. This shit is way out of pocket. You have a regular foul, but then you have a flagrant foul where it was very intentional. It was intentional. These people are intentional. These people are intentional about coming up against Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah in his way. They're intentional about coming up against righteousness. You see? These people are flagrant with the evil that they're doing. It's not no low-level bullshit like, oh, you guys are reading too much into it. No, great evil is being forwarded in this society.
Right.
And people are okay with it. So you know what? They're accomplices to the evil. They're complicit with it. They're not just regular people. They're okay with this bullshit. So the Lord's going to judge their asses too. You got it, bro.
Verse 21, I'm going down to see if their actions are as wicked as I have heard. If not, I want to know. So
You got it.
I was going to say, and that's why when you read in that next chapter, Genesis 19, the angels found Lot in the gates. You know what I'm saying? What does the scripture say? That they hated him that rebuked in the gate. Lot was going the fuck out. Lot was cussing them niggas out, man. You see? That's like we read in Peter. Lot was vexed. He was tired of, bro, he was saying, bro, I'm going to read that again and say, I'm going down to see if their actions are as wicked as I have heard. So Lot was praying every day. I'm tired of these whole ass niggas, man.
Yeah.
Hey, look, come kill these whole ass niggas, man. The same thing we do every day. So that's why the Lord put that whole ass nigga at your job to fuck with you, bro. Or that whole ass woman that's so fucking manager over you, man. You see?
Oh,
to
my
get
God.
you to hate this fucking place, man. You know?
And they, in fact, were as wicked as he heard. Remember when the two angels came to tell Lot, hey, it's time to get ready to go, bro.
Yeah.
We about to get busy on this motherfucker. And the people were so damn wicked that they tried to ready to break and enter into this man's house and force themselves upon two other men.
Right.
Angels.
And Lot was like, bro, if you're gonna result to this, at least deal with the women.
Right.
Yeah.
I got 2 daughters right here. At least deal with them. Like, at least do something. Come on, man. I'd rather you do this evil than that. Like, God damn. Like,
Right.
my guess?
Right.
Come on, man. But that's the spirit these people are in.
Right.
That's the spirit that these people are in, man. This is we in fucking.
That's like probably yelling outside his house. It's like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That's the spirit they was in. Banging on the door. They said, who is this motherfucker? You ain't even from here, Lot. If you don't shut the fuck up, we're gonna deal with you the same way. We're gonna rape all y'all. That's what I'm just gonna say how it is.
Yeah.
That's the timing these niggas was on. These people in that spirit, man.
Right.
Maybe once the lights go off, once the lawlessness ensues, to where people can't just pick up the phone and call for help. Watch how these people show their horns, bro. You think we just talking? All right.
Yeah. And so, how can you not hate stuff like that? Right here, nothing but wickedness at the forefront of this place, man. You could pop another man's woman, right? You could, what was it, incest, stuff like that, bestiality, just a whole bunch of bullshit, man. So it only makes sense for the righteous to be upset, because in order for you like this place, you got to be wicked. You have to be wicked to love being here, right? Because it just to a person that's righteous, it just doesn't make fucking sense, right? You surrounded by all this bullshit and people loving it. It's like, damn, all right. So we know Lord ain't gonna save y'all asses. Why would he?
To be okay with this society, you have to love death. You made a covenant with it. Everything that's forwarded here in this society, the mindset, the standard of the people, it leads to destruction and death. So like the brothers going into, these people, again, they're accomplices to the evil because they're not standing up against it. That's why the question is posed in the scriptures, who will stand for me against the evildoer? Because a lot of people, they're not willing to take that stand. Majority of people, they're going along to get along, all right? And if you see somebody getting murdered and you act like you didn't see it, and you don't say nothing when it's going down, nigga, you're an accomplice.
Right.
That's a law on that, I think, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find it. You got it, bro.
Ecclesiastes 8:11. It says in the NLT, when a crime is not punished quickly, people feel it is safe to do wrong. And that's exactly what you have right now, man. See? Because ultimately, you know what I'm saying, Esau doesn't forward the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, like the brother had mentioned earlier. Here it is, adultery runs rampant over here in America, man. You see? And that's saying not only America, but throughout the planet Earth, man. You see why? Because Esau's hand, and he has to, Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. So these, you have certain countries that, they still keep the, you know what I'm saying, they'll stone a person, man. You see, but the mass majority of over here in America, man, they get away with it, man. You see, so niggas feel it's cool. And niggas, you know what I'm saying, ain't no Esau not stopping them. You see, and Esau's ultimately got him in the spirit, the same spirit as him, because ultimately he a beast. That's a beast mindset to fulfill everything that you feel in your flesh, man. You see? Esau got these people on the same shit, man. You know?
Okay, I got some. Well,
I found it, but it's all good.
you
You got the parable of the Good Samaritan. Proverbs 24:11 talks about helping somebody that was left for dead. You know what I mean? So somebody who is in the right spirit, you're going to be concerned with the forwarding of life. These people aren't. I mean, a couple years ago, you had a big outcry because a bill was passed to where baby deletions was taken away in a bunch of states. Remember that, Benaiah?
Yep.
So, what are these people advocating for? Are they advocating for righteousness, or are they advocating for evil? It's clear to see, man. So a great judgment is coming upon them. You got it.
Bro, that's the point I wanted to make. Bro, I didn't listen on it, bro. Some nigga on TikTok who try to go into the scriptures, man, talking about a righteous threesome. Right, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, making
Nigga tried to go in the scriptures and say, he tried to go in Leviticus and say, just because it doesn't say, just when it talks about
Another
man
wife?
shall not lay with a man should not lay down with another man as a womankind. You know what I'm saying? It's an abomination. He said, God didn't say it was a sin for a woman to lay. He said it was a sin for a man.
So you're trying to say you can have two women?
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be looking at each other's nakedness.
Right.
Just for those who didn't know.
You know? So he tried to go into marriage and bro, it was all out, bro. Nigga was dead ass wrong, bro. But you got people that's gonna hear that and think that shit right. You know?
Come on, man.
Yeah, I got something.
That's
Based
nasty.
on what you just
Right.
said. This is Sirach chapter 32.
You mixing they balance.
pH
Bro.
balance.
Yes.
Bro,
that shit up.
You fucking up their pH balances. You're doing that. You supposed to wash yourself.
Right.
Really, maybe wait till the next day. I would advise.
Right.
And deal. Yeah, man. God damn.
Bro, the nigga said it's love. He said that's a sin. He said so if saying a woman and a woman can't lay down together, if you say that's a sin that you're added onto the scriptures. But he said, you know what is a sin? If a woman wears a man's clothing.
That shit's crazy.
So he said they can, as long as they ain't studied out, they good. Like, bro, but that's Jake, man. Jake don't understand that they playing with fire, bro. The Lord don't play about his word, man.
He was saying, woman can't things.
Man, yeah, man, he pulled that scripture out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? A woman can't wear that
So-
pertaining to a man.
Oh man,
Crazy
Jake,
word.
man. Oh, you see it. You know when somebody say some bullshit so outrageous that you just like you kind of get at a loss for words. Like,
Right.
nigga, what? I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response. That's somebody who's making an excuse according to his own will.
Right, yeah, straight up.
He's trying to fulfill the desires of his flesh. He couldn't do that in the world, so he's trying to do it. Cause I'm gonna use the scriptures to get my threesome.
Right.
It's like, nigga, you're tripping. The Lord gonna judge your ass. But go ahead, bro.
Sirach chapter 32, verse 17. It says, a sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, my bad.
Yeah, you good.
That's the spirit.
Yeah. As the brother said, man, like ultimately just making an excuse to fulfill the lust of the flesh, ultimately, man. And that's what it said, a sinful man. Right? Meaning a wicked person, not a righteous person doing that, a wicked person.
Like it's not unlawful for you to have more than one woman.
Yeah.
But you got a lot of brothers, they come into the truth, they fresh out of the world,
Yeah.
and that's all they locked in on. They ain't locked in the prophecy or nothing. They just like, well, the Lord said I can have more than one woman, and that's they make the whole truth about that.
Right.
They don't know what they're a part of yet. You know what I mean? So it's just like there's a lot of people say this all the time. There's a lot of people who know that they're Israelites, but there's not a lot of people that's being one. There's not a lot of people being a prince of the power, upholding the standard, walking in the way that the Lord commissioned us to walk. There's a lot of people that know they're one by blood, but they're not upholding the standard we were commissioned to have. Okay? Just because you know you're Israelite don't mean you're going to be protected in the days to come. Elder Yashimamba said this a few years ago. A lot of people that just know they're Israelites, they've been set up to be shields for the elect.
Right.
Meat bags, meat shields.
Because ultimately, at the end of the day, they don't have the true testimony, man. They don't have the testimony of Yahushua, man. That's the only thing. The testimony of Yahushua is the only thing that's gonna come with protection, man. Anything outside of that, you through, man. You see, a lot of these Israelite camps are gonna find that out, man. And like the brother was going into earlier, man. Sometimes the witness have to, you know what I'm saying? In order for a witness to testify, shit. Sometimes they might have to give up their life. You know what I'm saying? To testify, man. You see, that's all a part of the program. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? That we under a spiritual witness protection program, man. You see? Because Esau can't. Man, you think, man, we cussing this nigga out in his own fucking kingdom, bro. Telling him he about to go into captivity. Telling him his kingdom is about to be destroyed. So-called Negro Latino, the Native Americans about to reign. Bro, if this was a man, this nigga would have been rolled on us, bro.
Oh yeah.
You know, he would have been shut it down, just like all those Black Panther Party, the Black Panther Party, the Brown Berets, all these particular, movements that our people try to come together with or build, it always get destroyed. But you know what ain't getting destroyed? All right, the true prophets, man. All right, the house of David, you know?
And just to give an example to back the brother up, in Florida, the governor, all right, they've been sending police officers out to address people on things they've been saying about the small hats online. I think I seen that on your page. Yeah, thank the water, brother. It's on the brother's page. What's the governor's name in Florida? I haven't lived there.
I gotta look it up too, bro.
But he's been sending police officers to go to ask people, you said this about the small hats, but he's not gonna come up to us on that timing because they're very careful about how they deal with us because they know what the prophecy say too. They know once they start to be on that timing with us, a standard is gonna be lifted up. But it's getting to a point to where they just gonna have to come. It's getting to a point to where they're gonna be like, man, we gotta deal with it now. We gotta rip the Band-Aid off. And that's what the scriptures talk about, them coming in like a madman sparing none.
Yep.
So if Yahweh Shah wasn't a part of this wouldn't have been going on for so long. Can somebody look up how long the Black Panther movement lasted?
Okay.
Before it fizzled out. Okay? If Yahweh Shah is not the main ingredient of what you're a part of, it's not gonna last.
I got a precept too, bro.
Go ahead, bro.
It's Revelation chapter 11. I'm gonna start at verse 3. It says, "And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the Most High of the earth, the God of the earth, man." We know that's the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, man. You see, ultimately the elect, all right, of the northern kingdom and southern kingdom, all right, because they're the ones who's going to have the testimony. But verse 5, just to back and put the point up, it says, "And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth and devoured their enemies. And if any man will hurt them," it says, "he must in this manner be killed." Showing you when Esau tried, it's going to get to a point to where Esau, he ain't gonna be able to do nothing else but come with the sword, man. All right. Right now we see him. He's trying to silence the witness, but he can't. Why? Because the witnesses are under upon the spiritual, heavenly witness protection program, man. You see? So he's not. That's why the nigga can't roll up on us and do what he want. Why? Because the witness has to give their testimony, man. You see, the witnesses are gonna be protected, and the Lord is gonna allow this testimony to go out. Like I said, it's gonna get to a point to Esau he gonna be full, because this testimony exposed this nigga, man. No other testimony has the power of the testimony of Yahweh Shah, man. Yeah. You see, because when you even go into that word testimony, one of the definitions for it is evidence, man, or proof. You see, ultimately it's testimony. It says prophecy too. So this prophecy exposed this nigga, bro. It's gonna nigga can't hide. You got Dabu 7, all these truthers. They have particular fragments of truth, but they don't have enough evidence to put the picture together, man.
Yeah.
You see? But the prophets do, and it's gonna get to the point to where this nigga gonna say, hey, he gonna be fully exposed, and nigga can't do nothing but draw that. You know?
When you watch them detective shows, and the criminal in the room with him, and he saw everybody that, hey, this the nigga right here. What that nigga do? He crashed out. He crashed out every time. He's about to crash out.
Right.
When it gets to the point where I can't even uphold the lies no more. This nigga done put everything back. They gonna crash out. That's the 16th chapter.
Right, man. Straight up, yep.
They about to crash out. And they're very careful about how they engage. They'll engage with IUIC, ICBK. They'll engage with them to a point. But they're not gonna come up here and put us on a major platform where everybody can hear what we got to say. Hell no.
Yeah, right.
They're not finna allow one of the brothers of Great Millstone to really say what the Lord has for us. Hell no.
Right.
That would be very, very counterproductive to what they're trying to accomplish. Okay?
Man.
Because look, think of one of the brothers got up and was on a platform and really went into prophecy saying, this is what the Lord said he's going to do. Okay? And there's only one group of people who fit these checkpoints.
Right. Exposed.
It's him.
Right. It exposes.
every
prophecy exposes this nigga.
Yeah.
We have the testimony. We have all the evidence. Prophecy exposes this nigga to where he can't hide. That's why the Lord said, I'm going to make Esau bare, man. He's going to discover those secret places. He shall not be able to hide himself, man. This nigga cannot hide, bro. He cannot hide from prophecy. That's why prophecy kills all this shit that niggas are talking about, bro.
That's why when people come up we say what? Go first in the prophecy when you deal with a
Right,
scroll.
straight up, yeah, exactly.
Because the bar gets too hot for somebody who's not serious
I like what y'all
about the
doing.
scriptures. The water, bro.
Bro.
I like what y'all doing.
All right.
Appreciate it.
So
Appreciate
when you go into prophecy with these wicked niggas, especially we're talking about the elites, it wipes the eyes of the enchantments that they've casted on the people.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful thing, man. Which is why, again, it's going. What you about to say?
The evidence, bro. Cause, bro, if you look at brothers' lives, especially with the brothers at camp,
Yeah.
just like you and the El Yashawamba camp, for
Yeah.
example, Great Millstone's the only one who's bringing out this shit that they doing with the WEF,
Yes.
the Davos, the AI infrastructure, and why that comes with the evidence through the prophecies, man.
Yeah.
No other Israelite group is talking about that. Why? Because they don't have the testimony, man. You see?
You look at like Dabu 7, Call for an Uprising, all these different, they'll bring out particular points that you'll be like, damn, that's true.
But they
But they can't piece the prophecy
Right.
together to what's getting ready to play out.
Right.
And they damn sure can't tell the people how to escape what's about to play out.
Right.
We got the answers in every facet. There's nobody, that's why they hate it when we say we got the 100% truth. Yeah,
Right.
the Lord has given us everything to navigate the time that's coming. And if you don't believe that, it's because you don't have faith. And in Revelation, the 14th chapter, it says that there will be the men that have no guile in their mouth, meaning no deceit in their speech. He gave them the full understanding across the finish line. We serious, we passionate about it, man. We not here doing this for show, for clicks, for the money, hoes, and clothes. Hey, it's people that's really in this thing because they found a niche for themselves to do what they couldn't do in the world. Fuck this world. We want dominion over the earth and everything in it. And we're willing to go through the fire to get it. Those brothers in the Maccabees that took those deaths, and we're going to get it before we close out camp. Those brothers that took those are men that fit the rule with the mentality they had.
Yeah.
The average person, man, the average Israelite is not a person that's fit to have dominion over the earth. Hell no. Okay? But the men of the elect, the men that are doing what the Lord told them to do, no gimmicks, those are the men who are truly auditioning for kingship. You see? You got that evidence? Or you say what you had to say first?
Nah, it's
Okay.
not good.
An
Right?
inquisition of the
yeah,
wicked.
I'm listening right now. This is 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 19. It says, and will be to make inquisition of them.
Start at
18, right? It says, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and visit them that dwell upon the earth.
All right, and part of the Lord visiting the earth as he gets closer to that time coming, he's also going to be pouring his spirit out upon the people.
Right.
People going to be dreaming dreams. People going to be, the prophets going to be prophesying. It's going to be a lot of people, and it's going to talk about the Inquisition being made of the wicked. That's not just us. We're at the forefront of the Inquisition, but you got people like Dabu 7. You got people like Call for an Uprising.
Right.
You got people like, name some other people.
Full spectrum.
Right.
Full spectrum.
What
The,
Forerunner Chronicles.
yeah.
Yeah, niggas like that.
Yeah, you got niggas like that who's gonna bring out particular points, and we gonna say, "Oh, thank you for that. Here's how it goes through the scriptures."
Right. Right, because they ain't got it.
Yeah, they ain't got
They
it.
ain't got it. They,
Oh, I like this part. You don't know what you're talking about over here, but I'm gonna use this to justify what the scriptures say.
Yep.
So they're like little helpers. They're like
Right.
Oompa Loompas for the prophets.
right.
They're out there.
Yeah,
But-
'cause they-
and you know, no disrespect, because the Oompa Loompas is based off of what's the country under Mexico? Is it El Salvador?
I have no idea. Yeah, they know.
Is it? Our geography, gotta get our geography up. But yeah, that was based off of Jake Trott, man. It was, you know, I think it's Salvador. Am I tripping? One of y'all know, man. Put it on the
Yeah.
comment board. Help us out. Damn. All right? But yeah, they're like Oompa Loompas for the prophets. They bring out particular points and we filter it through the word of God. They can't filter the information that they gather through the spirit because it wasn't given to them to fully understand the scriptures. Elder Yatzazak says it all the time. The Bible is for the prophets. Everybody else just has one. You see? You can fit one. You see it?
Sure.
Brothers on their map app. Give me the
Jay, I'm sort of like, damn.
God damn, man. Under Mexico. Is it Guatemala?
Might be, bro. I got
Okay,
this.
Guatemala. Yeah, Guatemala look like. I know it's the country under Mexico. Guatemala.
Hey.
I say El Salvador. All right,
Guatemala.
Salaki on that. I got to get my geography up. All right,
I got a picture.
Yeah, I got the
you
second
wanna
Edris
finish
chapter.
Okay, yeah.
Finish that, and then brother got his.
Back in second Edris chapter 6, and now we're at verse 19. It says, and will begin to make inquisition of them that what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled.
Yes. So they have hurt unrighteously. They dealt unjustly. Like it talks about in Sirach 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So they damn sure ain't gonna put us up on a major platform to where everybody can hear what we got to say.
Yep.
Because if you scrutinize what we have to say, you're gonna come to the conclusion eventually, damn, they're telling the truth. Or you scrutinize this devil's lies, you put it under a light and you cross-reference,
Right.
they don't add up, bro.
Right, yeah. This nigga's the biggest criminal on the planet fucking Earth, man.
Yeah.
You see? And we have the evidence through the testimony to show, to prove his identity. Because, right, Esau, during the Renaissance, he painted the likeness of the innocent. He was able, over time, Esau was able to hide himself, man.
Yep,
You
iconoclasm.
see? But this, like you said, the test, the prophecy helps us what? Draw the line from this stream to that. Okay,
Yeah.
it makes you connect the dots, man. You see, like you said, particular so-called truthers, they may bring out particular points of what this devil is doing, but they can't identify who the wicked is, bro. They can't put their finger on it. So they don't. Why? Because it ultimately wasn't given unto them to bring out this testimony, man. You see? I got that word inquisition. On the grab.
This is the gift. This is the gift he referenced.
Oh yeah, you talking about you talking about what Sonny in Philadelphia.
Yeah. That's
Charlie,
the,
yeah,
we
that nigga
look crazy to people, but he was,
Right,
we look crazy to people, but we tell the truth.
right.
You got it, bro.
All right, so this is the Google definition of the word inquisition.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. This brother be knowing.
It says a period of prolonged and intense questioning or investigation.
Intense questioning and investigation. We always bring up the fact, even if you're day one in the truth, you'll bring up questions like, well, damn, if the Jews were white, how was Moses able to pass as an Egyptian? Just low-level shit like that, you can just bring up against them. And then when you go into, you really scrutinize it, you get into prophecy. In Micah, the 4th chapter, it says the nation of Israel wouldn't return to the Holy Land until the Lord put them back. And that when they go back, that they would be immortal. And that when they go back, all the nations will flock unto them for government.
Yeah.
That there wouldn't be any wars anymore. So then when you put prophecy up, you say, hey, if you believe in the scriptures, you got to go by what the prophecy says. Do these people fit it? No. But the Israelites would be cast out of their land. They would go into slavery on ships. They would fit these curses. Who fits these? Who fits this criteria? Because the curses wouldn't be lifted up until the establishment of the kingdom of heaven, pursuant to Revelation 22 and 3. And then there should be no more curse. So when you start to filter things through prophecy, it's clear to see who's lying. It's clear. You got it, bro. But now I see you had something, bro. My bad.
I'm gonna jump to another definition of it, bro. This is inquisition in the Cambridge Dictionary. It says, man, now fucking phone on the trip. It says a period of asking questions in a detailed and unfriendly way.
And we're very unfriendly. And we're not here to make friends. We're here to tell you the truth in hopes that it might save people's lives. If somebody's standing on the train tracks and they don't see the train coming, are you gonna say, hey friend, I think you should maybe move? Are you gonna say, hey motherfucker, get out the way? What the fuck are you doing? Move! You gonna speak the latter.
Right.
We're gonna speak with urgency, man.
Yep.
You wanna say something?
No, that was it on that.
You wanna say something?
Nah, I did.
Okay, I know I'll be switching and the brother be like, yeah, don't say something. Just, my bad, man. All right.
Okay. Oh, well, actually, it just came back to me. I was gonna say something earlier, in a sense, but it really shows how this is of Yahweh Bashem Shah, the fact that we're even out here to be able to do all this, to go into pretty much who Esau is, right? Ultimately, just explaining prophecy, man, going into prophecy, and then let alone being able to use YouTube, aka the unicorn, to spread it. Right, because like you was making mention earlier about the Black Wall Street thing, Right when I looked it up, it said it only lasted about 16 years.
Oh, Black Panthers.
My bad,
The
my
Black
bad. I
Panthers.
said Black Panthers. Yeah, the Black Panthers, they only lasted about 16 years, bro. That's short as hell. Right.
That's shorter than some of the elders in our camp been in the truth.
Exactly.
So if Yahweh Shah is not the ingredient in which your foundation has been laid, it's not going to last. You know?
Yeah, I'm trying to get that in Matthew, actually. I got some. You got it.
I do want to get a couple of the brothers' responses before we close.
Okay, come on.
You know,
It's
No,
Mark,
yeah.
Mark chapter 4 and verse 11, it says, and he said unto them, unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of God, but unto them that are without, all things are done in parables. You see? So it's only given unto the elect, all right, unto the prophets to truly go into the scriptures and identify who's who, to break down, the mysteries, man. But these are mysteries, man. You see? Going back into the truth, they bring out different parts, but they still can't break, they still can't put the puzzle together, man. You know?
because Dabu 7, you know, he'll say some shit, then he'll go into the scriptures and fuck it all up.
Right,
And you
niggas
like,
start talking
damn,
about following
dude.
angels and this
Yeah,
nigga
he'll
just
start
go
talking
left.
about the Nephilim and the lizard
Right.
people. You're like, hold up,
Giants
dude.
and- yeah, reptiles. And,
You go, all right, cut this shit off.
All right, you good now.
Yeah, he can't.
Right.
He don't got the full understanding, man. He's here just to bring out little details and nuggets that we can use to edify
Right.
and to call this devil out. But when it comes to prophecy, that's not his office. You understand? You got it, bro. That was it on that?
It's, I'm gonna get that word mystery.
Yeah.
It's
Come on,
Strong's G
Mysterion.
3466 Mysterion. It says hidden things, secrets. It says general mysteries, religious secrets, confided only to the initiated and not
Ooh.
ordinary mortals.
Provided only to the initiated and not ordinary mortals. Somebody that's get initiated. What is an initiation? Let's get what an initiation
This
is.
is from the New Oxford American Dictionary. A small group of people who share obscure knowledge.
Obscure knowledge. It's obscure knowledge for most people how life and death works. They don't know how life and death works. It's obscure knowledge to a lot of people what the mark of the beast is in Revelation 13 and 16. To us, it's plain.
Right.
There's many things that are obscure to people. So obscure that when we tell them plainly, it seems far out. It's obscure to people what the chariots are. It's so obscure that when we tell people, they say, "Oh, you need a foil hat."
Tinfoil.
Right.
Conspiracy theory.
Right. Yes. Hey, I'll take it here. Even on the left-hand side, there's particular things that the wicked do that are so far out to people. We'll tell them, you know, they do this, right? They'll be like, "No way." That's what. But so on both extremes, all right. Us on the right-hand side, them on the left-hand side. The things that we're into and that we know are so far out to people that the people in the middle, they're like, "Well, I don't know what the fuck are these people talking about." They really can't grasp either side.
Right there. Just a little bit more.
Yeah,
of a definition, bro. It says a hidden or secret thing not obvious to the understanding. A hidden purpose or counsel, secret will, it says of God, the secret counsels which govern God in dealing with the righteous, which are hidden from ungodly and wicked men, but plain to the godly.
So an initiation for us happens in the spirit. When somebody cleaves unto the word, they truly believe, the Lord does what? The scriptures say he opens their understanding. What we have, what we've been endowed with, somebody can't just wake up and say, "I'm going to go know what they know."
Right.
It doesn't matter how smart, what your IQ, your intelligence quotient is, this is bullshit. You can't grasp what the prophets have been given unless the Lord is with you. Unless Yahweh Shah has opened your door.
Right. That's why the identity of Esau, it ain't plain to people. It's not like that definition said, man. It says the secret counsels which God, was that it? Oh yeah, it says a hidden or secret thing not obvious to the understanding. It says the secret counsels which governs God in dealing with the righteous, which are hidden from the ungodly and wicked man, but plain to the godly. Yeah. You see, certain things like what we saying, that's plain to believers who believe.
Another brother.
Right. You know? But to somebody walking by, you know what I'm saying, especially if the Lord didn't spark them to come and then and actually receive his word, it's gonna sound like we crazy, like you said,
we
bro.
said America's gonna be burned with fire. They're like, what are they talking about?
Right.
That sounds crazy. But we know damn that's what the scriptures say. That the daughter of Babylon is gonna be burned via fire, particularly the ICBM missiles. We know that everybody's gonna be confronted to receive a mark within their right hand or their forehead to function within society. That's written in the scriptures. It's a physical mark. It ain't embargo or no other bullshit that you heard.
Right.
We know this. That's common sense to us. We know there's going to be a particular family on the earth in the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be established on earth. It's going to be immortal.
Right. And you think Esau want our people to know this, bro?
No.
No. That's why the witness is, that's why the witness is to have this testimony is to put yourself in a line of fire, man. You see? Because real soon, like the Elder Mike Allah said, it's not going to be cute to be an Israelite, bro. You know what I'm saying? The witness pussy, you put yourself on the line. Now you in danger of death. Bro, this is treason. What we saying, man?
Yeah. And we're going to be brought up on charges of treason. Run back what I just said. They're going
to run your video. Look, ain't this you?
You just said America's going to be burned with fire. Are you working for? Are you? You must be one of those secret agents from Russia. They'll make up a fake profile. They say you came over here from Russia. You be like, I never been to Russia.
Nigga got AI. Nigga can make a video of you.
Yeah, like you know he came over here.
Like,
he practiced the accent and everything.
Right.
They getting ready to lie on some whole shit you never seen before. You ain't never seen a nigga lie how Esau about to lie, bro.
Right.
He about to,
Shit, this AI shit.
Bro, he about to lie so crazy. It's gonna be to the point where the people confront you about it, you just gonna be like, thou sayest.
Right.
That's how they lied on Yahweh Shai, bro. They lied on that man to the point where he was like, fuck it, bro. If you believe what they got, fuck it. If you believe that shit, go ahead. Yeah. Thou sayest. I'm trying to make it real to you.
Right.
They about to lie to that level to where you like, bro, it ain't even nothing I can tell. If he believe it, there's no convincing I can do to it.
Bro, nigga can make a nigga have some AI make a, you know what I'm saying, a fake phone call and you talking to somebody about some T-Rich shit. You know what I'm saying? All kind of, hey, this is you. Let's play the audio back. Damn, your family, that is you.
See, yep. We don't even need a trial. Just knock them out. We don't even need even need a trial for these guys.
Right.
It's clear. We have the video right.
Right.
Take your ass off. You know what I mean? That's the time he's gonna be on, bro.
Man,
but the Lord gonna deliver us out of all that. And through the Lord delivering us, the believers, people gonna realize, damn, the Lord with them.
Right.
So am I gonna believe this cracker? Or am I gonna believe, the men that the Lord set up?
Yep.
It's about to get there. That's last week at the elders camp. We kept bringing out particular things and repeating ourselves. The Elder Yasharon was like, and Elder Arala said, hey man, we're at the end of the movie. Things are going to get reiterated. You're going to be repeating yourself, and we're kind of getting to the point where it's like we just going to see. You picked your side, let's see where it gets you.
Right.
We're going to see, man. We didn't get the Maccabees, huh? Now, what time is it? We got time for it?
It's 8:41.
Let's just get, I think the fourth brother, let me see. That last brother went hard. The youngest brother?
Yeah.
Pick the brother you want, man. We're going to pick a brother. Get the fourth brother and get the last brother.
All right.
Let me see if I can find the fourth brother. Where verses start at.
It should be like what? 10, 11?
No, 13.
Yeah, I know around that area.
Get what the fourth brother said. Because they all were, brought and confronted with the choice. Hey, are you going to stand on what you have faith in? Or are you going to depart from the way the Father commissioned you to have? Okay? Are you going to depart from that standard to save your own skin? Are you going to cleave to life? Or are you going to stand for righteousness unto death? And they stood for righteousness unto death, man. So they're going to receive a crown of life for that example. Because we've been given that example in this time as a reference on how to move. You got it, bro.
You want the KJV or GNT?
GNT. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna start at the top real quick.
Okay, con.
The second Maccabees chapter 7 and verse 1 in the GNT.
Move my camera closer so I can catch you.
It says, on another occasion, a Jewish mother and her 7 sons were arrested. The king was having them beaten to force them to eat pork. Then one of the young... Right.
It was eating the pork was a symbol to show that they were down.
Yep.
It wasn't necessarily just the pork just for the sake of pork. It was a symbolic saying of, I'm cleaving unto your way. Just how this mark of the beast is going to be a testament to the fact that, hey, no, I'm under your umbrella. I'm not under the Lord's umbrella. I'm cleaving unto you're my God.
Right.
That was a way for them to assert dominance over the Israelites, man. They're using that pork back then, but now they got a different technology. Like Lord Yuval Harari said, he said the tyrants of old didn't have the technology we have today. So do that pork that way as we read this.
Yep. Hey, I'm gonna get the precept.
Go ahead.
Revelations 2 and 10. Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. Ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Just bragging the point up, man. We're reading about an account, you know what I'm saying, that these men and their mother had to face during the time of Antiochus Epiphanes, man, and how a decree went out that they could no longer keep the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and they had to show their loyalty to this new way, they had to eat pork.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Even it was illegal for a man to even profess himself to be a Jew.
Right. Yep. To keep the Sabbath.
Yeah.
Bro, they were going hard, bro. They was killing our people, bro.
Yeah.
They was going, bro. Them niggas, Esau was going hard, bro.
But the elect during that time was the Maccabees. They weren't going for it. They was like, we'll rather. He told them in First Maccabees, the 2nd chapter, hey, be willing to die for the covenant of your fathers. And they stood on business.
Bro.
That's really standing on business. Jake be talking about standing on business and stepping.
Right.
Nigga, you ain't stepping.
Man, listen, bro, what we about to read?
This is
These
stepping.
mans,
This is standing on business right here. What's the brother that stuck his hands out and said, what's up? The Lord took him from here, give him back.
I think it's at the top. I think it's towards the top, bro.
I can't remember that was the 4th brother. That's the brother I want, him and the last brother. I can't remember which brother that was. Yeah, he told one brother
No,
at the
it was the third
beginning.
one. It was the third.
Third
That was
brother.
the third
Okay,
brother.
yeah.
Man, we can read. I can read now. I can go through his.
Yeah, come on. That's that's right.
All right, this Second Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 2 Maccabees 7 and 1 in the GNT says on another occasion a Jewish mother and her 7 sons were arrested. The king was having them beaten to force them to eat pork. Then one of the young men said, "What do you hope to gain by doing this?"
What you hope to gain by cleaving unto the? What you think you'll get an award for wearing those fringes? Think you'll get an award for doing what you? They getting ready to push that shit to you, man, and try to get you to doubt what you're standing for. Go ahead, bro.
Right. This is the brother. This one of the brothers says. Then one of the young men said, "What do you hope to gain by doing this? We would rather die than abandon the traditions of our ancestors." This made the king so furious that he gave order for huge pans and kettles to be heated red hot, and it was done immediately. Then he told his man to cut off his tongue out of the one who had spoken, and to scalp him and chop off his hands and feet, while his mother and 6 brothers looked on. Verse 5, it says, "And after the young man had been reduced to a helpless mass of breathing flesh, the king gave orders for him to be carried over and thrown into one of the pans. As a cloud of smoke steamed up from the pan, the brothers and their mother encouraged one another to die bravely, saying, the Lord God is looking on and understanding our suffering." Moses made this clear when he wrote a song condemning those who had abandoned the Lord.
Now, what kind of spirit, what level of faith you got to have access to move that way in the midst of that kind of test, in the midst of seeing the people that the people you pile up of flesh? You know, they beat him to the point that they Emmett Tilled the man, to where you couldn't recognize him. Cut his tongue out. He couldn't even call for help. But no, the spirit that was on the whole family was to stand on business, regardless of what somebody could do to your flesh. Because this is a temporary body. This is a temporary suit for your spirit anyway. We got a body in heavens that can't be tainted.
Yeah. Shit, it made me think what the gym was called. But yeah, it was like a meme going around at some time. At some
Diamond
point.
Jim?
Yeah, the Diamond Jim. When that dude was like, "Bitch,
I'd rather die."
That's literally
You're not talking about.
That's literally the spirit they was
Yeah.
in. Bitch, I'd rather die.
Yeah.
Straight business.
Yeah. Straight business. They got all the bodybuilders. They go to that gym and they be like, "Damn, I ain't never worked out this hard."
Yeah.
They all go to that gym. They be like, "Oh, it's not. They're not doing that for the internet. They really, dudes that been living their whole life go there. They be like, oh shit. Yeah, they square business. The better the Lord is square business, man. We really believe that the Lord has something greater for us, man. Not a lot of people believe that. Apparatus out, we stay steady the whole way through. But I had my son listen. Me and my son, we listened to this on the way here. We listened to this in the car on the way here, man. I said, son, this is serious business. This is serious business. What you got the opportunity as a young man to be a part of a spiritual fight that's going to lead to dominion over the earth. Your friends ain't on this time. Right. You don't have any. You don't have a peer right now. Okay, there's other younger brothers in the camp. They're getting introduced to these things, but the Lord allows you to be introduced to it for a reason. What you gonna do? What you gonna do with this opportunity, man? Nothing holds a candle to what we're a part of. It don't look like it with the eyes on your face, but son, you're a part of the greatest thing ever. This is the most prestigious occupation a man can have. What you gonna do with it? And it might, and to get it, it might come with the guy.
Right. Going back, it says, Moses made this clear when he wrote a song condemning those who had abandoned the Lord. He said, the Lord will have mercy on those who serve him. After the first brother had died in this way, the soldiers started amusing themselves with the second one by tearing the hair and skin from his head.
And you know how Edomites move.
Right.
They're talking that shit. They probably in there playing horrible music. They version of whatever bullshit music they had back then. You know they vibes is trash. Okay? Laughing, spitting on the man. They probably was all, they stripped them down naked.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Then they asked him, now will you eat this pork? Or do you want us to chop off your hands and feet one by one? Bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
This devil on timing.
Right.
But we on timing.
He replied in his native language, I would never eat it. In the Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
He said, I ain't speaking that bullshit y'all speak.
Right.
I ain't going for that.
Ooh, bro. It says, so the soldiers tortured him just as they had the first one, but with his dying breath, he cried out to the king, you butcher, you may kill us, but the king of the universe will raise us from the dead.
They knew that death wasn't final. Some of us may be under the threat of death, but we understand it's not something that's final. Most people, they look at death as something that's final because they don't have the faith that the Lord could raise a man from the dead, that the Lord could give you access to everlasting life. They don't really believe that.
Right.
You got to believe that to have access to that kind of power, though, in our time. You got it, bro.
But the king of the universe will raise us from the dead and give us eternal life because we have obeyed his law. The soldiers began entertaining themselves with the third brother. When he was ordered to stick out his tongue, he quickly did so. Then
he put his tongue out, he put his hands out.
Yeah,
go ahead.
It says, then he bravely held out his hands and courageously said, the Most High gave these to me, but his law means more to me than my hands. And I know God will give them back to me again.
The Lord will give them back to me again. There's nothing that this man can take away from us. He about to try to paint this picture like he could take some shit from you. He can't take shit from us.
Man.
It's an illusion. It's a trick. Don't believe these fucking balls on your face, man. You got to see with your spiritual eye. He can't take shit from us. He has no jurisdiction over us at all.
Right.
And you got to know that, man. The Lord is going to do for us. We're going to be good. We're going to be just fine.
Right.
In life or death. And really, again, like we just mentioned, there is no such thing. Those that are in that spirit, we're going to be the ones that have access to the power, man. We're going to be the ones that have access to protection in that day. Somebody who's not willing to take it there, they're not going to be protected, bro. Their fears are going to overcome them because they don't have the fear they're supposed to have, which is the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah.
Right. It says, verse 12, The king and those with him were amazed at his courage. It says the king and those with him were amazed at his courage and at his willingness to suffer. After he had died, the soldiers tortured the fourth one in the same cruel way. But his final words were, I am glad to die at your hands because we have the assurance that God will raise us from death. But there is no resurrection to life for you, Antiochus.
Those who die standing stiffly for the things of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, they're stamped. They're official. You know how Jake used to pop your collar back in the day?
Man.
You're official.
Bro, and it show you that all of them believed in the resurrection. Bro, all of them believed that the Lord was going to raise them back up, bro.
Which is the key. You got to believe that the Lord can overcome death to have access to life. If you don't believe that, you ain't going to have it. Why aren't the other groups pushing that on a high level, bro?
Right.
You don't hear this. It's not a reoccurring theme unto them. Why? Why you think that might be? If you had to take a guess, why might that be? We know why.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 15, when the soldiers took the fifth boy and began torturing him, he looked the king squarely in his eyes and said, you have the power to do whatever you want with us, even though you are immortal or also mortal. But do not think that God has abandoned our people. Just wait. God will use his great power to torture you and your descendants.
He looked him in his eye. He said, don't get it twisted, bitch.
Right.
You only doing what the Lord is allowing you to do to us.
But
you ain't finna win. You ain't
Right.
finna get what was promised to us.
Right. Bro, he said that with emphasis.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah. yeah.
Look here,
Yeah. Back, whatever the
Right.
lingo was back then, he let them know, hey,
Look the straight in his eyes,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah. Damn.
nigga, you
bro.
a bitch.
Right.
And on top of that, regardless what you do to me, okay, the Lord still got the promises with us.
Yeah. He basically, he told him, man, he said, just wait. God will use his great power to torture you and your descendants. You see? Showing you that the whole nation of Edom is going to pay, bro. You know?
You look at ICE, even how ICE moved when they went up to Minneapolis and got that Jacob out of his house.
Yeah.
They get that one man, they came 20 deep.
Right.
They all at the door, backing up at the door like,
Right.
they're really bitches. All right? But they got this technology, and the Lord gonna put this spirit on them to deal with some of us. Okay, cool. But this man is a coward. He's a low-level beast man. His blessing is the sword.
Right.
But his blessing is the sword to the extent on dealing with men.
Yeah.
Stay with me. The Lord is about to come back, and he's not going to meet them as a man.
Right.
So
Yeah.
his sword is like that when dealing with men, but the Lord ain't about to meet them as a man.
Right.
And even the elect are going to be turned into gods with lowercase g. So they ain't going to be able to deal with them either.
Right.
So we don't got nothing to feel with this dude. He low level. He was propped up just to be the villain to this point in the movie. But his time is coming to an end. You got it, bro.
Verse 18, then the soldiers took the sixth boy. Just before he died, he said, make no mistake, we are suffering what we deserve because we have sinned against our God. That's why all these terrible things are happening to us. But don't think for a minute that you will avoid being punished for fighting against the Most High.
You're not accomplishing any of this because you're so great. It's because the Lord wrote it for it to happen, or to happen for as a discipline unto us. It's a disciplinary action for our disobedience.
Right.
We know that. Deep down, the elites of your people know that too. All right? But the Lord had them say it out loud so it could be on wax for us to reiterate it to y'all.
Right. Verse 20, the mother was the most amazing one of them all, and she deserved a special place in our memory. Although she saw her 7 sons die in a single day, she endured it with great courage because she trusted in the Lord. She combined womanly emotion with manly courage and spoke words of encouragement
And that's the balance of a woman. The Lord gave the woman that extra emotion. All right? He gave it to her, but the way that it's being used here on this side by the woman is off. This is the recipe on how to use it righteously.
Right.
You put that passion and emotion towards the Lord's standard, then it becomes useful. She used the qualities the Lord gave her in a useful way.
It says she combined womanly emotion with manly courage and spoke words of encouragement to each of her sons in their native language. It says, I don't know how life began in my womb, she would say. I was not the one who gave you life and breath and put together each part of your body. It was the Most High who did it. God who created the universe, the human race, and all that exists. He is merciful, and he will give you back life and breath again because you love his laws more than you love yourselves.
We love the Lord's standards more than ourselves. Right? When you come into this truth, in order to be in it for the long haul, you got to be willing to be about something bigger than yourself. You've seen a downfall of a lot of guys recently because they weren't willing to be a part of something bigger than themselves. Don't be that guy, especially this late in the game. We're getting ready to win on a level nobody has ever won.
Right, man.
And you got to believe that. Most people hearing this right now, it's kind of going in one ear or out the other. But to the elect, you're pumped up right now. You're fired up. I'm fired up reading that. Right. I was fired up before Kent when I listened to the audio. I said, damn, bro, that's the spirit you got to be in, man.
Right.
That's a man. That's a man.
Right.
Somebody that's really willing to stand on business regardless of the consequences. No, this is my standard and that's it. There is no folding. There is no swaying one way or the other. This is what I was commissioned to do, and I'm going to do it. Y'all brothers got any closing words, man?
Man, I kind of want to jump. I want to kind
Go
of
ahead.
keep going.
Go ahead. Keep going.
I'll read quick.
The youngest
Verse
son.
20. Yeah, I want to get.
He was
Antiochus,
bad man.
verse 24. It says Antiochus was sure that the mother was making fun of him, so he did his best to convince her youngest son to abandon the traditions of his ancestors. He promised not only to make the boy rich and famous, but to place him in a position of authority and give him the title friend of the king.
So many people fall for this. So many people go for that ploy. You look at the entertainment industry, you look at the sports world, okay? And some people in the Israelite world who fall for this tactic. This is the same shit that the devil comes with today to particulars of our people. But this is the proper way to respond to that tactic. Go ahead.
Verse 25, it says, the